Yeah, and Ron, you have a very interesting observation. It goes with Ezekiel 39:9. It says about this battle, then those who live in the towns of Israel will go out and use the weapons for fuel and burn them up, small and large shields and bows and arrows, the war clubs and spears. For 7 years they will use them for fuel. Now, this, we didn't say what happens to these armies. Let's talk about what happens to these armies, and then I want to get to this verse because you have an interesting observation. What happens at this battle when they come against Israel?
Well, first understand that there's no possibility that Israel could defend itself against this massive
Right.
army. I would encourage those who are viewing this television show to look on a globe and look at Israel, which is very small, and look at all of these big nations surrounding it. It's going to be a massive coalition of nations moving against Israel. Now, of course, God never slumbers, and he has his eye on Israel. So he is Israel's protector. And the text of Scripture indicates that God himself will take out and destroy these invaders. And he does it by a massive earthquake. He does it by causing infighting among the troops. It could be that they suspect each other of double-crossing each other. Perhaps the Muslims suspect the Russians of double-crossing them, and they start firing at each other. There's also going to be the outbreak of disease and also the outpouring of hail and fire upon these various Muslims. And the thing of it is that when God takes this army out, God's going to give a tremendous witness to himself, kind of like in the book of Exodus, because in the book of Exodus, God said, "They shall know that I am the Lord, and there's no one like me in all the earth." You see, God says similar things in regard to his deliverance of the Jewish people from this massive invading coalition.
Yeah, he says, all the nations will know that I am God.
That's right. And probably many people will convert to Christ as a result of that.
All right, now back to this deal. When this happens, all the weapons are laying on the ground, and Israel gathers them up, and it says they're going to try to burn these weapons, but it'll take them 7 years to get rid of them.
Now, the reason why this is a big issue is that it affects the timing of this invasion.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, different Bible scholars have different views on this.
Yes.
Some will say that Israel needs to be able to finish burning those weapons by the midpoint of the tribulation, because at the midpoint of the tribulation, the Antichrist moves into Jerusalem, and any Jew that lives in Jerusalem has to get out quick, and they go into the wilderness. So the idea there is that maybe this invasion must take place perhaps 3.5 years before the tribulation. Others place the invasion right at the beginning of the tribulation so that the weapon burning will be done by the end of the tribulation. And then still others place it closer to the midpoint of the tribulation. The problem with that, of course, is that, what do you do with the burning of weapons? Does that go into the millennial kingdom, for example? Mm-hmm. So there's just a lot to consider in regard to the timing. But one thing is certain. Ezekiel says it happens in the latter days or the last days. So it's in very close connection with the tribulation period.